What's going on, guys? DLegend here, back with another PSA submission video. If you guys enjoy these types of videos where I showcase all these cards that are going to be graded for myself and my middleman clients slash friends, then definitely subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video and leave a comment telling me your favorite card from the submission. So it's November 2023. We're going to be submitting two different submissions. So we're going to be doing a bulk TCG submission with 46 cards in total. And then we're also going to be doing a value plus submission with 4 cards. So I'll show you guys the value plus submission in just a second here. Let's just go through the bulk TCG submission first. So a couple of these Guardian Dreadscythe for my friend in Australia, Obelisk Blue. These are from Dragon's Legend 1, the original set, so pretty cool secret rares. Next up, we have a whole bunch of Crystal Beast cards. So he loves his Crystal Beasts. He's going to be grading quite a few of these that I pulled pack fresh out of Force of the Breaker. You guys should see a pack opening from Force of the Breaker in the next little while here. But lots of common Crystal Beast cards, which I commend him for grading these because they are definitely for his personal collection. They're really cool cards, to be fair, and these are the original prints of these cards. So Amber Mammoth is the hardest one to find in good shape and in good centering. So hopefully these get a good chunk of PSA 10s like they did for the last submission. Next up, we have 2 cards for Ben Hull. My boy Ben here has 2 Pokemon cards. So he's got an Umbreon and Darkrai GX, as well as an Espeon and Deoxys GX. So these are from the Tag Team Powers collection, I think it's called. And I bought one of them back in the day, kept the cards, never ended up grading them. I posted them on my story one day, and Ben's like, "Hey, you want to sell these to me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. If you want them, they're yours." And then he's like, "Yeah, do you want to grade them for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So they are ever so slightly off-centered top to bottom, but I've seen Pokemon cards get 10s with worse centering than that, so we'll see how it goes. But they're really quite clean otherwise. There's no real issues, like tiny little nicks of whitening there, but that's just the way that these cards were kind of packaged. There's no other issues with them, so very clean cards. Going out for Ben, and I will re-top load those in a sec here. Next up, we have an Aladdin Enchanted for myself. Pulled this out of some of the restock of chapter 1, or the first chapter. But yeah, this is an Enchanted, if you guys didn't know. I have pulled 3 of them now, which is kind of nuts, because there's supposed to be 1 per case kind of a thing, from what I understand. But 3, so a case is 96 packs, by the way. But very, very clean card. There should be no issues with this getting a PSA 10. I really wanted to submit this through the Value Plus submission as well, but I just don't know if I can justify the cost per se, like of basically $40 plus shipping, which is probably another $10 right there for this one specific card. This is one of the lower end Enchanteds in the first chapter. It's about $120, $130 right now, US dollars. So we'll see how that does. But yeah, next up, we have some cards for Dzov TCG. So these are Lost Art promos. So this is a Lesser Fiend to begin with, a Dark Ruler Hades, Skill Drain, and then we have Exodia Necros. This is a Dark Crisis EN copy, so not the 25th anniversary reprint, it's an EN Dark Crisis copy. So let's take a quick peek at this card just to see what it looks like. Generally speaking, there is some waxing on the back for a lot of these cards from this EN era. So, but we'll see how this one looks. Dzov sends really clean cards, so expect 10s across the board for his cards. He's had some really good luck too, to be fair. One submission in particular, like probably a year ago now, he did get he submitted 20 cards and he got 20 cards back as a PSA 10s. So we'll see if that luck slash good eye for grading cards continues, because he handpicks these for his own submissions. So good luck with that one there, Dennis. Next up, a Kaiser Glider, also an EN copy from Dark Crisis. Very cool card. Next up, we have 2 copies of Inishi, Xian's Chancellor. So these are both Ultimate Rares from Gladiator's Assault. Very cool cards. Not sure when he got these. He probably pulled them himself, knowing him. Let me turn off overhead lighting real quick. It's kind of pissing me off. Like, couldn't really see anything. It was a lot of glare. So, Anishi, yeah. Sheehan's Chancellor. Pretty cool cards. Both probably pack fresh. Because, like I said, he only really submits pack fresh cards. Next up, a really cool card. Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem in Ultimate Rare. Kind of hard to tell what it looks like in this lighting here, but very nice card from not Lord of the Destruction, Light of Destruction, unlimited, but very cool regardless. And then a Power Tool Dragon. So I think that's the last of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards for this entire submission actually, but this one's really well centered. Beautiful tin promo. Maybe a touch of like that silvering on the edge here, but it's kind of normal with these tin promos. Looks clean to me otherwise, so very nice indeed. To match my copy there. It's probably going to be a PSA 10. I think he's graded a PSA 10 already through me. So next up we have a Mew EX from Pokemon 151. Everybody loves this version of Mew. And modern Pokemon, as you guys know, is very clean, so I'm not even going to really bother looking through them too much. Lunala GX ×2. This is a Sun and Moon promo from, I think it's from Hidden Fates. I don't really remember. Maybe not Hidden Fates, actually. No, it's earlier. Sun and Moon 103, so it's definitely earlier than Hidden Fates. But yeah, clean cards. And again, I just don't know really about Pokemon centering because they're really iffy about it, PSA. They all look really well centered though, so there shouldn't be too much of an issue. Those were Solgaleo? I don't know how to pronounce that. And then Mount Coronet, Shrine of Punishment. This is weird for Pokemon to have something titled Shrine of Punishment, in my opinion, because Pokemon's such a kid-friendly game. But next up we have Tapu Bulu GX. This is definitely from Hidden Fates. And a Tapu Koko. He's got 2 Tapu Kokos. So these are the like the gold rares from that set, so very cool. And then lastly we have some stuff for Disco Games. So he's got 4 copies of Pikachu with gray felt hat. These are the Van Gogh promos from the Van Gogh and Pokemon collaboration that happened in Paris somewhat recently and then around the world. If you could get your hands on a copy somehow. I literally tried, but I just couldn't. Like, I never was online at the time that they were released, so I never actually got to place an order and to get one of these, but he actually managed to get 4 of them, so congrats to you for that, Disco. These are pretty pricey cards. I think they're around $400 in PSA 10 right now, as of November 19th, 2023. Maybe a little less than that, but obviously when they're first graded, they're obviously going to be all the rage, and then they'll drop off in price. And I expect these to probably hit like $150, $200 in PSA 10 in the next few weeks here, but obviously initial hype is where it's at. But yeah, cool cards and should all be pretty darn clean, so I'm not really gonna bother taking too close a look at them. And they're all pretty well centered too, so pretty cool there. Next up we have 3 copies of Squirtle from the Pokemon Center Pokemon 151 pre-release pre-order bonus. I think they're like reverse hollows kind of, and they just have the Pokemon Center stamp, so kind of cool. And lastly, we have 2 copies of Espeon from the Sun and Moon, or Sword and Shield, like 3-pack blisters, I think they were. I don't remember which set specifically. Probably, I want to say Brilliant Stars, but it could be something else. But yeah, 2 copies of that as well for Disco, and that kind of completes our initial batch of cards for this submission. These are all value TCG, like I said, so we'll move those off to the side, and then we are going to go into our big boys now. So we have 4 cards to be submitted for the value plus tier, and these are all pretty darn nice cards. So first edition Exodia Necros, beautiful, beautiful condition. This one's for Obelisk Blue as well. This light is dying on me. But yes, very nice hollow, very nice original print of the card, obviously being first edition. And there's a little bit of waxing on the back, but I hope that they'll let that go. I think they will. Just because Dark Crisis is one of those sets that that's just normal for the set to have that. we'll see how it goes, but very clean copy of the card. Should be a nice PSA 10 in my opinion, but we'll see how they deal with the waxing there in the back. I think a PSA 10 goes for around 850, 900 US dollars, maybe a little less than that, 750 maybe, but it's definitely worth submitting in the Value Plus tier because it just does, like, if they, like, I'm all for submitting a lot of cards through bulk TCG, but for expensive raw cards like this, if you submit them through the bulk TCG tier and they get damaged, then their PSA is only going to cover up to $199 of insurance value for that card that's damaged. So that's the one drawback of submitting through bulk TCG, and that's why we kind of decided to submit them through the Value Plus tier, where there's a bit more insurance. I think it's up to $999. I know it says $499, but technically because they also are, they allow cards up to $999 in value to go through. I think they should cover up to $999 in value. But moving on, we have an Ancient Gear Golem. I love this card. Beautiful cover card of the Lost Millennium, of course. Very nice. Look at that. Like, that just looks amazing, doesn't it? In my opinion, that is a gorgeous card. It is slightly off-centered. I mean, it's not this. So this is Dizov's card. Dizov pulled this as well as Flame Wingman, the one that we graded a PSA 10, in the same box. And in that same box, he also pulled an Ancient Gear Golem Ultra Rare. So pretty insane luck for him. That's probably where he decided, like, screw it, like, let's just keep opening packs and boxes, because very, very clean cards coming from him. And I'm sure he enjoys opening up packs. So I know he opened up some 5Ds tins somewhat recently too. So yeah, this one's a little off-centered, but it should not be worse than a PSA 9. And even in PSA 9, I think it's like an $800 card. I don't know the prices these days. Things are changing a lot, but I'm assuming it's around a $750, $800 card. So probably worth submitting through the Value Plus tier as well. Gonna get rid of this because PSA doesn't love these pull tabs anymore. I'll probably have to remove them off of the other batch that he has as well. But yeah, Ancient Gear Golem, ladies and gentlemen. In PSA 10, I think it's like a $1,500 card at the moment. But we'll see how it goes. Very, very nice card. I'm actually quite, I kind of want it. I'm interested in maybe picking it up, but we'll see. Next up, we have an Elsa that I actually picked up today, literally today, and decided to include in this submission. It's gorgeous. Pack fresh, like the copy that I had previously. Look at that. That's a beautiful picture in my opinion. Yeah, very nice card. There's really nothing wrong with it. Corners look sharp, edges look great. Maybe just a touch. So the only thing I noticed was like a touch of like scuff marks at the top there, but it looked like it was just from the way that the card was printed, kind of a thing. Can't really even tell in this lighting at all. So I'll take that for a sign that PSA won't be able to see it either, but the edges look fantastic. Corners look great. Surface looks fantastic. So this should be an easy PSA 10. If it's not, I'll be very, very disappointed because I'm paying like 50 bucks to grade this, basically 55 bucks after shipping and stuff. So I'll have to stick that in a card saver soon and ship that off to PSA. Next up, we have a Beast, Relentless, that I also pulled recently. This was the third Enchanted that I've ever pulled. I've never pulled an Elsa, unfortunately, but I did buy both copies that this is the second copy that I'm grading for the Elsa, for myself at least. But yeah, this Beast I did pull myself as well. Like, the edges look a little strange there. That's just the way the card was cut though. So I'm assuming they'll let that slide. It's a pack fresh card. It's very minty. Yeah, no issues with it whatsoever. So excited to see what this one grades from PSA. I pulled it myself, like I said, so should be another PSA 10. And right now, raw value is about 185 US dollars. Maybe 200. So we'll see how it goes at PSA and what it's worth in PSA 10 condition. I'm assuming it's a PSA 10. And then Elsa, I think, is also around a $500 US start, 475 $500 card right now in PSA or raw, and in PSA 10 around 950, $1,000 US. So we'll see how it goes when they're back from PSA, and it should be pretty quick. Value Plus should come back within like a month, and then, or less than that even. And then the bulk TCG should take about 2 to 3 months in total. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, and tell me your favorite card that is being submitted in this submission. Catch y'all soon, guys. And thank you for trusting me with grading your cards. If you guys have cards to submit through me, hit me up on Instagram at DLegend_Yu-Gi-Oh! And we'll get you sorted. Peace.